Exercise 7. We're going to be discussing the external anatomy of the toad, specifically male versus female anatomy. Male and female toads are both amphibians. They both have moist skin, no scales, and no tail. They have short forelimbs and long hind limbs. In males, their first finger swellens during breeding season. This is because males must hold on to the females during mating. Males also have dark pigmented areas at the angles of the lower jaws on the ventral surface of their head, while females are generally bigger in size. External anatomy of a toad. In the toad's head, it has external nares, which are its nostrils, its snout, its mouth, and its tympanum, which are its exposed eardrums. Its back is called a trunk, and it has forelimbs, hind limbs, with webbed feet. Its eyes are covered by an upper and lower eyelid. In the thoracic region, we see the parotid gland, which excretes poison. It also has warts. In the abdominal region, we see the anus. There is also the thigh, the crus, and the pes, and then after that, the webbed feet. It also has 4 arms, an upper arm, and its fingers are called digits. Internal anatomy of a toad. A toad has a pericardial cavity, which holds the heart and has 2 peritonia. Its heart has 3 chambers, 2 anterior atria and 1 posterior ventricle. The right atrium receives the oxygenated blood carried by the precava and the postcava. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs carried by pulmonary veins. The ventricle is cone-shaped and it receives oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from the atria. We have the pleuroperitoneal cavity, wherein most organs of the viscera are found, suspended by their respective mesenteries. Peritoneum enfolds all visceral organs. It has 1 pair of lungs as its primary breathing organs. They are large sacs with thin walls and can be inflated or collapsed. Its stomach is a bag-shaped muscular curved sac posterior to its esophagus. It ends with the pylorus that contains the pyloric sphincter, and it is for the digestion of food. It mechanically breaks down food, stores it, and controls its rate of passage into the small intestine. The spleen is a rounded dark red gland embedded in the mesorectum. It synthesizes antibodies. It is active in the immune response and it filters red blood cells. The liver is the largest gland. It is a reddish-brown color, with 1 right lobe, 2 left lobes, and a small median lobe. Its function is to produce bile and filter toxins and chemicals. The gallbladder is a small rounded sac. Its function is to store bile. It is found at the ventral surface of the liver's median lobe. The pancreas is a long, thin, irregular yellowish organ suspended in the omentum, connecting the stomach, duodenum, and liver. Its function is the production of pancreatic enzymes. The small intestine is a long, narrow, coiled tube. It is anterior to the duodenum and posterior to the ileum. Its function is digestion and absorption of nutrients. The large intestine is a straight, club-shaped, dark-colored tube. It is continuous with the small intestine and ends in the anus. Its function is to solidify waste products and store waste products. The urinary bladder is a membrane-like bilobed sac. It is ventral to the posterior end of the large intestine and its function is to hold urine. It has 1 pair of kidneys, which are elongated dark brown organs, which filter body fluid and reabsorbs ions and nutrients. It also regulates acid-base balance and concentration of electrolytes. The testis is an organ only found in males. It is 1 pair of elongated, cylindrical, yellowish bodies on the ventral surface of the kidneys. Its function is to produce sperm. The ovaries are an organ only found in females. They are dark organs normally filled with eggs. When not filled with eggs, they are small, flattened, pale, irregularly shaped organs. Their function is to produce the egg cells. The oviduct is also an organ only found in females. They are paired, white, coiled tubes lying lateral to the kidneys. Their function is to transport the egg cell.